Hello everyone. So today we are playing the Stanley Parable, and now this is probably like one of the most random games I can play on this channel, honestly. So if you don't know about this game is pretty old for game standards. It is old. I mean, it's not older than Toy Story, but essentially, if you don't know the main concept of this game, essentially you are an office worker in an office building, and everyone just kind of vanished, and you don't know what's going on, so you have to go to your boss's office to investigate, and then a bunch of different stuff happens. Now, to actually beat the game is like really easy. So as you're gonna see when the game starts, there's gonna be a narrator. This narrator is literally gonna tell you what to do, and to beat the game, you literally just need to do what the narrator tells you to do. It's really not that hard to beat the game. But the thing is, with this game, there are a ton of endings, and there's a ton of different stuff to explore around in this game. So, first off, I am going to beat the game normally, then I'm going to go to some of the random endings. Why is this in the background, you might ask? I don't know, you're asking too many questions, that's why. Oh, and also, I tried to make a video on this game yesterday, but that failed because I could not get my audio to work for some reason. OBS, or like the thing I used to record, was picking up the audio perfectly, but I couldn't hear anything with headphones in. I literally checked my audio settings and everything. Nothing worked. I don't understand what was going on, but I don't know. I got the audio working now, and I just want to say, it is a pain to record this game. Like, I tried to set this up using game capture or regular full screen capture. None of that works. I literally, if you know anything about OBS, I had to put this game on windowed mode, and I had to put it on display capture. And literally what I did is I had this on display capture, but I had this kind of cropped in or like expanded so you only see the game and not my desktop. I mean, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, that's fine. So actually, there's going to be a cutscene, and we're going to listen to that now.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly this job, and Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
And there we go. So that was the narrator's intro. Now this narrator's going to be with us for the entire time, basically. So this is our little room over here. This is 427, and we are employee number 427. So as the narrator mentioned before, okay, the sensitivity on this is way too high. One sec. Alright, sorry about that. So basically, now we're going to try to explore why all of Stanley's coworkers are not here. And you can turn off that computer. Basically, in this game, there are a lot of endings, and there are a lot of, like, achievements. I'm pretty sure there's an achievement system somewhere. There's, like, a bunch of random stuff you can do in this game, but for right now, I'm gonna beat the game normally. Beating the game normally takes literally, like, 10 minutes. I don't know why the narrator's not talking. Usually he talks at this section, but I guess we're just walking for now. So, now, I'm pretty sure when we enter this room, the narrator's gonna talk, and you see how there's two doors over there? He's gonna tell us to go to the door on the left. But you still can go to the door on the right, but that's going to lead you to another ending. And from there, you can make a whole new set of decisions. And even from the correct way, you can still make a whole new set of decisions. So there are like a ton of endings. If you add all of them up, there are going to be a ton of endings to the game. So I'm pretty sure he's going to talk when I step in here.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
See, the narrator told me to go on the door on the left, so I'm going to go in the door on the left. And we have all these rooms and stuff here. I mean, this office is a little bit weirdly organized with all these random doors. I mean, these are all offices, but I don't know why this is a door, and yeah, why am I complaining? I don't know.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Yep, so no one is in the waiting room here. Waiting room. Too much online school. No one is in the meeting room over here. Synergize core value expenditures. Yeah, okay. That's very normal. And there's also this broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
I'm pretty sure one of the endings is literally just sit in this broom closet the whole time, and then, like, the narrator's gonna have a mental breakdown, something like that.
Here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
So if I wanted to, I could stay here the entire time, but I'm not going to. I mean, I'll probably do that in another ending. Realistically, I'm only going to make one video of this game, and I'm going to try to get as many of the endings done as I can.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yep, walked upstairs. I mean, you can still walk downstairs if you wanted to, but once again, we're going to go upstairs. I mean, the camera doesn't control very well. I mean, I changed the sensitivity, but here's the boss's office, which... Executive bathroom, yeah. I mean, this is literally like the most over-the-top office you can have ever. And here's the main part.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him, and so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845.
Oh, 45. Well, it's going to be wrong.
Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing.
Yeah, because...
He stepped into the new
and look,
passageway.
Hey, look, there's a security camera up there. There's, like, those shutters there, so you can't see what's behind here. But basically, of course, Stanley, like, you're acting as if, like, you're watching, through Stanley's eyes, so Stanley doesn't hear the narrator. I mean, he's got some boxes and stuff on the floor, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be a freight elevator on the left. Yep. And that is a very dangerous gap, and I don't know how I'm not falling through that. But we're just going to press this big red down button. But my question is, what if you're already down and you want to go up? I don't know. Well, let's press that button anyway. Yeah, and the light turns on. Okay. And now this is going to take us to a new section of the game.
Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Yeah, and if you guys remember at the beginning in the cutscene, he said Stanley was happy. Yeah, well, was he? Why was he happy? Well, according to the narrator, that won't be unanswered for long. And according to me, I've played through this game like 10 million times.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Mind Control Facility, but there's also Escape. Now, if you go and escape, well, I don't know if I want to spoil it until when we actually get there in the video, but yeah, whatever, I'll spoil it. Essentially, it leads you to your death, and I think you go to heaven. By heaven, or like whatever that place, it leads you into a place like with white hallways and stuff, and that's basically like credits for the game, and it shows you some type of bloopers, and not bloopers, but it shows you like original maps and stuff for the game. But let's go into Mind Control Facility for now, because we want to beat the game normally. Now we're suddenly in this giant room. Well, you can't really tell it's giant as of right now, but we're going to press that light button, and let's see what pops up.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
First of all, how does that pop out? Literally just pops right out of the ground. And how big is this building? I mean, technically, this is underground, but like, I don't understand like how the boss created this whole huge thing just for this room of TV screens, which you'll see what's on there. I mean, okay, you know what? I'll spoil what's on there. There's security cameras in here, but apparently that's a spoiler, so let's turn on the security cameras and we will be able to see everyone in their offices. But the narrator makes such a big deal. He's like, oh, how could this be possible? Oh, but isn't it a normal thing to have security cameras in an office? I don't know. But, I mean, the thing is, this is a mind control facility, but...
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on the screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Yep, and he was happy because that was mind control. I want to find my office. I want to find 427 when the thing goes back on. Of course, Ryan's calling me. I literally texted him, I'm making a video. Okay, whatever. Where's 427? Right there. Let's see, I want to see my office. Well, I mean, it just looks like my office, the place where we started out. So anyway, let's go over here because these things keep popping out of the ground somehow. Now let's press this button, and we're going to get another elevator.
Facility. It was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time?
Yeah.
Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job?
That's exactly the reason.
Had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Yeah. Now, I don't even know what the moral of this game is, but...
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Basically.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Now, something I really don't understand is that you have this giant screen over here for literally an on or off. It literally just says mind control idle awaiting input, and the input could either be on or off. But why? Why can't you just put this like in an IMAX theater or something? Why you want to waste your screen in here just for only the boss to see? I don't know. Whatever. I think this boss has a tremendous weight. I think this boss basically spends a tremendous amount of money on completely useless things just to mind control people. I don't know what kind of satisfaction he gets from that, or like I don't know what his motive is, but whatever.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Now, I could press on. That's another thing. That's another ending. But we gotta beat it for real, so... The audio is literally clipping in my headphones right now.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Well, I know what's gonna happen, but yes.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do.
Okay, I'm gonna interrupt it. I don't care. But, why do you need this as an entrance? I mean, the boss seriously goes over the top. That giant screen, this giant entrance that has that's completely, like, black and sealed, that just goes down.
Through the open door.
And also, this is a weirdly rendered map, but, like, why is this an office building? This looks like you're in the middle of, like, Scotland or something. I don't know why you need this giant office building. And aren't we underground? I don't know. I have so many questions myself. Stanley has a lot of questions. I also have a lot of questions. And we are going to go out this door.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Or was he? Because it also said Stanley was happy at the beginning, but he wasn't, because that was mind control. What if there's more mind control? We don't know. Alright, hi, I just kind of want to say this as an editor note, but this video went on for like another 15 minutes, and I don't want this video to be 30 minutes long because I did not cut out much in this video, because with the Stanley Parable, it's one of those games where you don't really cut out a lot of stuff. You kind of have to leave in like raw gameplay. So I'm going to just end the video right here. I basically scrapped all of the footage from the other endings, but if you guys want, I can make this a series. Or some type of series, maybe not a series, but maybe just like 2 or 3 more videos on this, where in those videos I explore the other endings, because the video is going to be way too long if I include, I went to 2 other endings, but I'm not going to include them in this video, but I will probably make a new video with those endings at some point in the future. So with that being said, I'm sorry that this was the only ending. This video was a little bit on the long side actually, just because you don't cut out that much, but thank you for watching, and goodbye.